From the Philadelphia Eagles, cornerback Eric Allen, another of the quickest runners in the NFL. And anchoring the NFC squad, Guy McIntyre, a guard with the San Francisco 49ers. Our coverage of the Pro Bowl Beach Challenge is brought to you by Miller Lite. For one great tasting beer that's less filling, Miller Lite is everything you want a beer to be. And by Proline, wear what the pros wear. After a quick timeout, we'll be back to kick off the Miller Lite NFL Pro Beach Challenge with the obstacle course, Alanai Alanui.
Why would anyone stay in a place where the night lasts for 6 months?
Come on! Let me show you where it's at. Come on! Let me show you where it's at. Come on! Let me show you where it's at.
It's it.
Got a couple of cold ones?
Hey guys, it's the Arctic. Cold Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Great taste and a less filling beer is pretty important, especially when you have a long evening in front of you.
Working nights is gonna kill me.
Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be.
Come morning, I need a cereal that wakes me up and gets me going. These are just flakes. Just looking at it makes me want to snooze. Hold on a minute. Simple, wholesome, tastes good. Evans, yeah. This could put some giddy up in my get along. What do you call it?
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes? You got me, didn't you? I hate that.
Taste them again for the first time.
Do you know the tax laws?
I have interest in tax laws, but that is not an area that I feel comfortable with.
I feel ignorance about them, which of course ignorance breeds fear.
We don't have to know the tax laws. We can turn that over to H&R Block and let them do it for us.
Income taxes are all we do. Let America's tax team take the worry out of your taxes.
H&R Block takes care of me.
It's one less hassle in life.
H&R Block, America's tax team.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Ooh, come on, let me show you where it's at. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Miller Lite, I like it like that.
When you're calling for great taste and a less filling beer, one beer's made to order. Miller Lite. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Ooh, I like it like that. Come on, let me show you where it's at. Ooh, come on.
Welcome back to Oahu, which means gathering place in Hawaiian, and we have gathered the best of the NFL for the Miller Lite NFL Pro Bowl Beach Challenge. Bob Barsha, Duran Sherry with you. Our prize money breakdown, $42,000 will be divided among the members of the winning team, $24,000 among the members of the losing team. Our first event, Alanai Alanui, Hawaiian 4 obstacle course, and Warren Moon has it scoped. Warren?
Here we are in the first event of the day, which is the obstacle course. The players will start out through the tires. That won't be too difficult because most players go through tires. Next, they'll come around to the overhead ladder. I don't think that'll be too difficult for them either. Then they'll come around the sand slalom, where they have to use a little bit of athletic ability. But the tough part of this event is going to be right here, the giant spool. They're going to have to push that spool 5 yards, tag the next man, and he'll come back through the event. This is where you'll need a little bit of endurance because you're going to have to burn a lot of energy coming through this event to get to this spool. Hopefully they have enough left by the time they get there.
I'm with you, Warren. I tried to push one of those things, and they weigh a ton. Here are the rules. 4 players on a team, relay style, running identical courses simultaneously. 7 points will go to the winning team, 3 to the losers. Now, a year ago, Andre Rison of the Falcons had all kinds of trouble on the latter portion of this race. We asked some of the runners in today's event what they think of the obstacle course.
Well, if they take out the monkey bars, I'll be all right. The monkey bars were too high last year. I wanted to protest, but I waited too late to protest. I can't reach the monkey bar.
The obstacle course is for athletes only, you know. No defensive linemen, no offensive linemen. Only cornerbacks, receivers, things like that. And, you know, it's a situation where you have to map it out early, you know. That's the secret to it.
At some point during the obstacle course, it always gets very tight. And therefore, the advantage goes to the bigger guy. And so if you got big, quick guys as opposed to little, quick guys, the advantage goes to the AFC.
Well, we'll see as you take a look at the lineup for the obstacle course. I should point out the AFC was out here this morning practicing this event. The NFC is taking it perhaps just a little bit lightly.
And the AFC, I tell you that as we start the course here, Derek Thomas, the agility you must have of picking your feet up through the sand is awfully tough.
Keep in mind they have to jump off that sand as well. The ladder about 9 feet off the ground. Our ESPN ladder cam gives you a perfect perspective. Michael Irvin almost ran out of his lane.
Yes, he did. And here coming to the crucial point, the wheel. You must have good upper body strength to pull this wheel and keep your legs driving. Derek Thomas does a fantastic job of doing it, and the AFC takes the lead.
Problems for Michael Irvin. Anthony Miller, no problems with that 500-pound spool, and there's a big lead now for the AFC.
As Anthony Miller comes through the bars with that good strength, touching the first and second bar, he's got a commanding lead.
He's up against Pat Swilling from the New Orleans Saints. A huge lead for Miller, who will hand off to Eugene Robinson for the AFC. Eric Allen of the Philadelphia Eagles up next for the NFC.
Well, these tires can be tricky, but Eugene Robinson goes through them, keeping those legs up, moving through the sand. It's tough right there at this point because you got to keep your feet. It's hard to get your feet sunk because it sinks down into the sand, but Eugene does a good job.
Moving up fast, however, Eric Allen.
And there's Eugene Robinson pulling it right through there. Eric Allen does a good job, too, of pulling it. But look, he's past the mark. He doesn't realize it at this point. And Junior Seau takes a big lead right now.
You can hear the voice of AFC team captain Jim Kelly. Both of our captains are carrying microphones today. Kelly urging his men on.
And here's Seau. He's going to showboat a little bit. He's realized he's got the lead. He's got the victory. And he just walks through the tires of the AFC.
Rodney Hampton comes in second for the NFC. The AFC wins the obstacle course with a time of 1:46. Tell me these guys aren't puffed up. Another look here at the spools on the very first leg. Problems for Michael Irvin.
Well, the AFC utilized their big guys pulling first and last, which gave them the advantage. Michael Irvin, a little smaller, could not execute pulling the wheel. And then you see here on the bars right there, the AFC was able to come through, and Junior Seau pulling out the victory.
Rodney Hampton gave it a shot, but it was not enough.
All right, Jim, first event, big win. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good now. I'll tell you what, our guys are pumped. I think we got a little more speed than they do that time. They get the big guys, except on one time, the little receiver couldn't push the thing. Oh, well.
Oh,
he's a guest deal.
Well, they jumped out in front, but then you guys began to close the gap, and your big guys were able to just take over with the strength events over there and pushing and rolling. So it looks like it's going to be a real competitive day.
It always is. Every time we come out here, AFC, NFC, we want to win just like they do. But 1-0, we're up on the 1.
All right, good luck, Jim.
Oh, thanks, Hoss. All right.
All right.
Steve, not a great start. What are you feeling?
Well, I feel like we got cheated a little bit, Warren. I feel like that the AFC had a little better idea of how short they had to push that thing. And we went by the rules and we got beat. So again, like I told you, if it takes cheating, we're going to be the man to do it. So the next event, you'll look for some cheating.
I think that's where the speed advantage came up for the AFC in that last event. You've got a chance to redeem yourself. What are your feelings about the next event?
The canoe, we can't get closed out. This is a must-win situation for us. I might have to revert to my Ditka form and see if we can, get them pushed on.
Spoken like a true coach there, Steve. Here's a look at our scores. 7 AFC, 3 for the NFC. Up next, the Outrigger Canoe, a big part of Hawaiian history, known here as Wa'ahehe. And we'll be back with that when we return to beautiful Hawaii. Stay with us.
Key Chevrolet Geo in Keysville has the right vehicle for you. With their complete line of Chevy cars and trucks, Key wants to make it affordable for you. And GMAC's new Smart Buy program lets you buy that vehicle for lower monthly payments than ever before. Stop in and talk to Key's friendly sales staff about the Smart Buy program. Ask to see one of the new Geo Trackers, Prisms, or Metros.
Key Chevrolet in Keysville, for your best automobile value. A short drive from high prices.
For the best in après-ski, stop in at the Alpine Cellar in Lake Placid. There you'll find the area's choice for traditional Bavarian food, courteous service, and a relaxing atmosphere set the Alpine Cellar apart from the rest. And they have over 60 domestic and imported beers to choose from. That's the Alpine Cellar on Route 86, Lake Placid. There's always something going on.
Ku, ancient Hawaiian god of power, of victory, of war. Ku's spirit dominates a fierce clash in Hawaii among the NFL's mightiest wars. the fastest, the strongest, and the toughest. A rendezvous with cool. The NFL Pro Bowl, Sunday night, live on ESPN.
A look down on Pearl Harbor and the Arizona Memorial as we continue with the Miller Lite NFL Pro Bowl Beach Challenge. Here's a look at the rules of the outrigger canoe race. 5 players and 1 professional steersman in each canoe. Thank goodness. A 1,000-yard round trip from the beach. Once again, 7 points to win, 3 points to the loser. Now there is NFC's captain Steve Young marshaling his troops. Let's take a closer look at the National League Most Valuable Player. In 1993, Steve Young of the San Francisco 49ers produced the most amazing season of any so-called backup in NFL history. Playing in the shadow of injured incumbent Joe Montana, Young led the NFL in touchdown passes and completion percentage, all the while using his amazing scrambling skills to keep opposing defenses off balance. He became the first quarterback in NFL history to post consecutive seasonal ratings over 100, was named MVP and a unanimous starter in his first Pro Bowl.
He'll be a good coach for us because Steve's real, like he says, been studying the tapes. He's one of those guys who takes a lot of time. He talks to the fellas. They can relate to him. He is a winner. He's a good leader. You need a guy like that.
He wants to win everything, you know. I think not winning the Super Bowl is really ticking him off. So he's been practicing pretty hard.
I'm gonna be a lot like Ditka probably, because I think we need respect. I mean, this team, we got a lot of stars on my team, and you know, we need to make sure that there's someone that they're going to give respect to. And so I'm going to take my hair back and the whole thing and scream and yell.
Don't forget to chew gum, too, Steve. Here's a look at the NFC team in the boat. A lot of heft. I tell you what, these outrigger canoes have never been so sorely tested. Here's a look at our lineups. For the AFC, Neil Smith, Ray Childress, Derek Thomas, Al Smith, and Steve Atwater, Pat Swilling, Jesse Tuggle, Guy McIntyre, Ricky Jackson, and Henry Thomas. For the NFC, let's get down to the water side now and Warren Moon.
The object is 6 guys in a boat. They're going to row out about 100 yards, make a circle, come back behind the buoy, and the first team to the finish line is the winner. The key is to go outside the buoy, not inside the buoy. If you go inside the buoy, you can be penalized 30 seconds, so that's important. I think the key to this event is going to be teamwork, working in unison with those oars. If they're all stroking those oars at the same time, they'll have no problems with the race. If not, they could end up drifting off somewhere like Gilligan's Island or who knows. There's a lot of trade winds out here, so the team that has the best teamwork right now, I think, will be victorious.
You're right about that, Warren. It's a lot windier than it was last year. Now, the teams will get a little practice in with their professional steersmen. Could be problems here. I'm not sure these guys have done any canoe racing in their lives, Duran.
Well, they haven't done any this week. We know this is the first time these guys are in the boats this week. And, you know, going out there in the water is pretty rough right now. They're trying to just work on their timing, get their strokes down, and listen to their professional oarsman as he gives out the call.
We'll have cameras on each of the boats, as well as our patented ESPN buoy cam. There's the AFC camera. Interesting to note that Junior Seau of the Chargers, who grew up in American Samoa, is not allowed to row this race.
Yes, it's one of his stronger events. He claimed that his family rowed over from Samoa, and he's not being allowed to participate. I know he's sad, but, you know, there's still a strong team by the FC right now.
As you can see, we've got some nice rollers that these teams could take advantage of. A lot of high waves in Hawaii this weekend. You take a look at our NFC crew, a little bit out of sync right now. Their steersman is Blue Makwa. Nappy Napoleon is aboard the AFC boat. There's Junior Seau talking with team captain Jim Kelly. Officials decided it would be unfair to let a veteran of outrigger canoe racing get out there. As the AFC practices, let's take a look at a couple of key members of the AFC team, beginning with Derek Thomas. Just 4 seasons out of Alabama, Derek Thomas has developed into the most feared pass rusher in the NFL, and perhaps its most dominant defensive player. In the last 3 seasons, he has racked up league highs with 48 sacks, 18 forced fumbles, and 9 fumble recoveries. When Thomas assesses strength versus speed in this year's Beach Challenge, he knows whereof he speaks.
NFC's team is stacked strong. They have a great deal of strength. They have big guys on their squad. We have a lot of little agile guys, and hopefully our speed can overtake their brute strength. We did it last year. Hopefully we can repeat this year.
Well, helping him in that effort is Neil Smith, Thomas's Kansas City Chiefs teammate. In contrast to Derek's immediate impact, Smith has grown into the role of a perennial all-pro caliber player. This year's Pro Bowl is his third straight, and he has his sights set on many more.
You set goals for yourself. You set goals for teams. Individual goals is something that within yourself, you know, you have to accomplish. And I did that, and I'm sure a lot of other guys did too. And for your peers to vote you in, it means that you must be doing something that around the league that someone can see you doing.
This season, Smith and Thomas did their share of sideline dunking. Right now, that's the last thing they want to do. Our next event is the Outrigger Canoe Race, Wa'ahehe in Hawaiian. Stay right there. We'll be back with onboard cameras, buoy cams, and all the rest. The teams are ready for the Outrigger Canoe Race. Next event on the Miller Lite NFL Pro Bowl Beach Challenge from Hawaii.
When you go all out, you get thirsty. That's the time to go for a Miller Sharps. You get all the crisp, refreshing taste of a great beer without all the alcohol. So take a time out for the great beer taste of Sharps. Anytime.
People buy homes, you know, it's an emotional experience.
And you have to understand what their needs are, you know, where the schools are, where the shopping is, put them in the right place so that their children can be safe.
You can't go, oops, it's Sunday. When they're ready, you better be ready.
I have a pet peeve about people who don't return phone calls. So if you don't hear from me, you can rest assured I'm probably dead.
I just never give up.
Century 21, rated best at selling homes.
I will provide for my clients whatever I would do for just a good friend.
The towering rollers of the Bonsai Pipeline, emblematic of the island of Oahu in Hawaii, site of the third annual Miller Lite NFL Pro Bowl Beach Challenge. Bob Barsha and Duron Cherry with you. Rollers are a little lower here on Waikiki, and thank goodness for that as we get set for the start of the Outrigger Canoe Race.
You can see the object is, Bob, to get out to a quick start. You see them paddling very fast as they get to the start. Now what they have to do is relax and settle in and listen to their oarsmen as they count.
In the red boat, the AFC team. In the far boat, the NFC squad. Both squads averaging about 250 pounds, I'd say. Listen to the chant. That's the voice of NFC team captain Steve Young.
You can see they're having good strokes right now, Bob. You can see they're switching on time. The AFC is. The NFC is having little problems right now. Here comes the crucial part in this race, the turn. You must paddle through the turn. The oarsman in the back is steering it. As you can see, the AFC really churning to turn that boat around and get it in position to head home.
Lou Makua, the steersman for the NFC team. Nappy Napoleon, undefeated as steersman for the AFC team. The AFC team has got the turn in the NFC. Pat Swilling up front is totally out of sync.
And you can see the AFC stroking. They're counting their strokes. They're moving back and forth, switching on good count rhythm. And that's why they're in the lead at this point.
Come on, boys! Let's go! Come on. We're getting beat, man. Big.
Yeah, they're getting beat.
Steve Young, captain of the NFC team, losing heart here. Oh, the AFC team now pulling out.
Look at him.
They haven't won for the third straight year. The AFC team picks up their second victory in as many events.
Well, they did a great job of keeping the timing right. Their oarsmen did an outstanding job. Nappy Napoleon, key to that turn, Bob, and that's what really won it for the AFC.
Junior Seau, Jim Kelly. These guys are really into it, folks. Now here's another look at the turn. NFC on the left, AFC on the right.
Look how that oarsman sticks that oar down in the water, and you see those guys really stroking to make that turn. And as they come out of the turn, they're the straightest boat coming out of the turn, and that's why they were successful in winning the race.
Technique. We had great technique out there. We was on rhythm, and I tell you, we had our problems in the turn because of the waves. But once we got it straightened up, it was a race to the finish.
Somebody's back there, and it's nappy or something. They have a big steer or a wheel or something back there. We can't get around the turn.
And these guys are over there saying there's better athletes than we are. They got a little motor back there. We saw it. You know, we're going to have this investigated pretty soon. We got the officials coming down. They're going to look at that boat, all right? So we'll have another match at this. We'll be victorious. We're going to win this thing.
All right, Henry Thomas keeping his chin up. After 2 events, the AFC 7 points to 3 for the NFC. Total score 14-6. When we come back, one of the greatest beach games of all, volleyball, up next. Stay with us.
Country goes with Western. Rock goes with roll. And with Miller Sharps, you get all the crisp, refreshing taste of a great beer without all the alcohol. So the great beer taste of Sharps goes with anything, anytime.
McDonald's, huh? Yeah.
Smells good.
Thanks.
If this ride were any longer, you'd have to fight for those fries. We're stuck.
Hi, hello, how are you? Win a VIP trip to the College Basketball Championships in New Orleans, one that only ESPN can make happen. Stay tuned. I'll be back in a while to tell you how. I love this job. All right, how am I doing? All right.
One of the most popular things to do on a visit to Hawaii is take one of these luxurious cruise ships out and watch the whales come and go in the blue Pacific. Back on the beach at Waikiki, Bob Varsha, Duran Cherry with you. It is time for a little new Kinipopo beach volleyball. There's a look at Randy Stoklos, AVP professional beach volleyball player. Last year, he and his teammate right there, St. John Smith, one of the top-ranked teams on the Miller Lite Pro Beach Volleyball Tour, coached the NFC and AFC squad. This year, we're going to let them actually play. Here are the rules. 10 players on each team, 6 starters, 4 substitutions, a 20-minute running clock, or the first team to reach 10 points. Once again, 7 points to win, 3 points to lose. Coin toss time.
All right, do it again. Here we go.
Heads. I called it.
I thought you said I could
Well, I flip it, and I flip it. I'll flip it, you call it.
Okay, heads.
Tails, we will. We'll serve. We'll serve.
We've got head games going on even during the coin toss. Let's hear from some of the players about the game of volleyball.
I live in Del Mar, and I play in these volleyball tournaments they have down there, so hopefully that a little bit of give me a little edge.
I'm a pretty good volleyball player, though. I mean, don't let the size fool you. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I can jump, and, I mean, hey, I had that vertical leap. Just got to get better serving and just get more points. I think last year it was a close game and went down to the wire. I think the referees are kind of decide that game. We got to keep it from the referees being able to decide those close calls and try to get a big lead and hold on to it.
Well, once again this year, we've got some guys who know how to play the game, and no doubt a few out there who do not. Clarence Verdun from the Indianapolis Colts will serve for the AFC.
Well, that's the key in the volleyball. You must get the ball over the net. The serve is important, and keeping the ball in play.
Greg Krause, professional referee for the AVP Tour, will be calling the shots. Good volley to start things off.
And the AFC gets the first point. I tell you, they're doing a good job of keeping the ball in play. That's important. These guys aren't used to playing volleyball, Bob, and they must just get the ball over the net and try to score.
AFC with a quick second point. Neil Smith was a giant in this competition last year. Junior Seau got that one over. NFC huddles up.
Talking strategy here, trying to get the NFC back on track. They need to focus and not let this game get away from them early.
2 serving 0. Little over the net there, not called. at these guys play. Now we have a whistle and a net violation on the AFC.
And that was a good call by the official. Junior Seau that time moved in a little too close to the net and was called for the violation.
Ref Greg Krause having to do a little explaining here. Here's the NFL rushing champion for 1992, Emmitt Smith, added to the NFC squad as an alternate and the so-called designated server. St. John Smith gets it up. Nice sets. I tell you, there's been a lot of improvement from last year's game. These guys were falling all over themselves.
Great job.
Just a little long there for Chris Dolman. Was that in?
It looked like it was in. They're high-fiving Chris Dolman, and that's a good player right there, Chris Dolman. He's a big, tall guy, and he's in excellent position in the middle so he can see the entire court.
Randy Stoklos handles the serve. Junior Seau puts it over.
And you can see Dolman right there in the middle, sticking his hands up above the net.
And it's another net violation on the AFC. Chris Dolman got way up. He's a big addition to this team, and that ties the score at 2.
And good strategy by the NFC of putting a big guy in the middle because most of the shots are going to come in the center of the court, and a big guy like Chris Dolman is a good advantage to have there in the middle of the court.
Oh, long serve by Emmitt Smith. That'll be a side out, and the AFC will take over.
Emmitt, I think, is still a little pumped up from that Super Bowl.
Junior Seau serves for the AFC. St. John Smith saves it. Saves it again. Oh, Michael Irvin tries to keep it in play. Oh, the AFC is up in the net. They can't get it over. That'll be a side out. Anthony Miller with problems there.
Anthony Miller didn't look like he played too much volleyball on that particular exchange.
That's Swilling serves. Good setups. A lot of strategy being played here. Dolman went for the jam there, but he was denied.
And both teams are doing a great job of keeping the ball in play. That's what you have to do in the game of volleyball.
Boy, they're rotating well, saving well. I am really impressed, and it's a point for the NFC.
And that Michael Irvin is such an exciting player. Look at him right here. He's firing this NFC team up.
A little dink from Michael Irvin of the Dallas Cowboys, and that will be a point for the NFC. It's out. Another point for the NFC. That will make it 4-2.
The NFC, I tell you, has really got the momentum going in their way. And here we see Pat Swilling, the good serve.
Close action at the net. We've got another net violation, AFC. Let's send our sideline reporter Hammer in there.
You know, every now and then, some things you just have to check out for yourself. Ref, questionable calls. We don't have instant replays. We don't have the film to go back to. What do you have to say for yourself?
What's questionable? Have you seen anything questionable out there? They're all over the net. They're cut. They're bleeding from the net.
Hey, the net calls were definitely suspect.
Never.
Very suspect.
No.
As a matter of fact, we're looking at seeing you somewhere on America's Most Wanted.
Come and play.
Ooh, strong comments from Hammer. Comes out dressed in NFC colors, and he's arguing on behalf of the AFC. So we will change sides, come back, and continue the volleyball contest with the NFC leading.
Mind reading, communicating with other minds. The next slide, please. Powerful messages.
You think what I'm thinking? You know I am.
When you're thinking great taste and a less filling beer, Miller Lite's everything you want a beer to be.
No. We don't come here often.
Yeah, just another day in paradise.
Across the universe, people are asking, what fiend would steal Air Jordans?
Oh, goody! More Air Jordans for me!
Pebble Beach!
There's no way for a Pamper superstar to travel.
What the?
And they're all mine.
Give me those Air Jordan.
No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, no. Take these or else.
Saved by a clever edit. Amazing bleed for our hero. Wait, a giant pencil with an equally giant eraser. I smell trouble. I smell popcorn.
You got better popcorn?
Get it while it's hot.
Get it while it's better.
Our heroes have made the world safe for truth, justice.
And Mike's royalty tips from Nike.
That's all, folks.
That's my client's line. It says so in my deal.
Jeez, what a pig.
Welcome back to Blue Hawaii, site of the Miller Lite NFL Pro Bowl Beach Challenge, where volleyball is underway. Now, in addition to NFL-style volleyball, Hawaii is also the first stop on the 1993 Miller Lite AVP Pro Beach Volleyball Tour, with stops in 18 cities across 12 states this summer. Some of the best volleyball action you've ever seen. Check out the Miller Lite AVP Pro Beach Volleyball Tour when it stops in your area. The highlight of this year's tour will be the $500,000 Miller Lite Grand Prix bonus pool to be decided at the Miller Lite U.S. Championships in Hermosa Beach, California. From the sublime to, well, the less than sublime, we are back in action with the Pro Bowl Beach Challenge. Junior Seau about to serve for the AFC, trailing the NFC 7-9.
And the AFC has gotten back into this match because Junior Seau is back there serving. And another addition is Neil Smith has been playing up front in the front line, and that big 80-inch wingspan that he has just been tremendous.
And there is Neil Smith in action. He got the roll off the net. It's a tie game. Junior Seau, you think he doesn't want to win this competition? Right now, let's take a closer look at the man from American Samoa. A Butkus Award winner at Southern Cal is the best collegiate linebacker in America. He is the prototype linebacker of the 90s, 6'3", 250 pounds. This year, Seau led the San Diego Chargers comeback from an 0-4 start to a division crown.
I feel that, you know, the whole city came alive, and I think that the San Diego Charger organization came up, you know, alive, and I think we have a base now to go on, and we're looking forward to the future.
As well they might, with a man like Junior Seau anchoring the middle of their linebacking core. Right now, he is anchoring the AFC effort to come back and take the lead in the volleyball competition. NFC will serve Emmitt Smith. Agent Smith saves it. Randy Stoklos on the return. Neil Smith up front. He was a monster in this competition last year.
The AFC is doing a good job in their comeback of keeping the ball in play.
Michael Irvin to Stoklos. Game of psychology going on here. High arcing serves and they're short. Emmitt Smith could not get the ball over the net. And we have a side out in favor of the AFC. Chris Goldman can't believe it.
Just a matter of a nip and tuck game right here. They're just waiting to see which team makes the big mistake. So far it's been the NFC, and there you'll see Neil Smith making another big point there for the AFC.
An 80-inch reach. Neil Smith has the arms of a condor, and he's using them on the front line for the AFC right now.
He's a tremendous athlete, Bob. Those big arms, well, I tell you, it really helps out when you have that arm span that tall, especially in the game of volleyball.
Now, Junior Seau is incensed, and we have a yellow card on AFC captain Jim Kelly.
Here we go.
We need to send our sideline reporter in there. Hammer.
Go,
Hammer.
Go.
Oh.
Get ready, go.
I think Hammer's trying to call and find a replacement for this official.
Might have been talking to his fighter, Evander Holyfield. At any rate, we have chaos on the court. We have a serve. AFC's not ready. The NFC has a chance here. Now we have a stoppage of play. AVP referee Greg Krause stops play.
I'll tell you, the AFC is very upset, Bob. I think they believe that they should have the ball, and the NFC has been awarded the ball on a side out.
Now, the AFC won the first two competitions in this Pro Beach Challenge. The NFC desperately needs to get back into it. NFC won this event a year ago, the only event on the 5-event schedule that they were able to take. And that is out on the NFC. That'll be a side-out AFC, and time is beginning to run down.
The NFC can't afford any more mistakes, Bob, at this point in the match.
But they get one. Emmitt Smith, after knocking the ball out, hits it long. You see 5 seconds remaining. The AFC gets the point. They will not put the ball back in play, and they will win the volleyball competition.
What a comeback by the AFC. They were down the entire match, Bob, but they hung tough in there and fought back, and they're able to win this event.
Here's the final score in beach volleyball, 10-9. The AFC remains undefeated on the day. Let's get down to the sidelines now for Warren Moon and Steve Young.
All right, Steve, your team had a commanding 8-4 lead. Tell me what happened.
I tell you, we got homered by the ref. I don't know if you've heard this a lot before, Warren, in the NFL, but this is the truth. And I don't care if I get fined by the Professional Volleyball Association of Referees. The ball was out, everyone saw it, and they gave it back to him. I don't understand it.
Well, if Hammer's off the phone, let's see who he's found. Hammer?
All right, Jim, big victory. It looks like you're back in the winner's circle again. How you feel?
I feel great. It just goes to show all you kids out there, cheaters never win. They couldn't even win, they cheated. We had fun, though.
Well, he's disputing some of the refs' calls there. We put him on the suspect list, questionable calls, but you came back and you got the victory and you're rolling.
That's right, and from what it sounds like, you're already the AFC member. Good to get you an AFC shirt now.
Well, you know, I'm right now, I'm mutual. I'm rooting for the best athletes.
That's us. I told you he was on our side.
Always the mark of a good impartial reporter, Hammer. Be mutual. After 3 events, the score, AFC 21, NFC 9, but the NFC still has a chance to come back. After a quick timeout, we'll be back to Waikiki for the newest event on the Miller Lite NFL Pro Bowl Beach Challenge, the football relay race. Stay with us for more from Honolulu.
We can insure you. Whether you own a home, rent, or are building, the Nichols-Belleville Agency has the right policy for you. Own a business? It doesn't matter how big or small, or even what kind it is. The professionals at the Nichols-Belleville Agency can get you the coverage you need. And because they have a larger selection, usually for less than you're paying now. So stop in and talk to one of the friendly agents at the Nichols-Belleville Agency. They can help you with all your insurance needs.
Keep your golf game in shape year-round at Four Seasons Indoor Golf. You can play tournament courses, including Pebble Beach, Spyglass Hill, Pinehurst Stew, the Belfry, Quinta del Lago, and Club de Beaumont. Or if your goal is to improve your swing during these long winter months, we offer practice nets with a computer swing analyzer and a swing plane trainer. Video lessons are also available. Stop in at the Pro Shop or call 891-6666 for tee time. Four Seasons Indoor Golf, located on Route 86 in Raybrook.
Hey, you want to take 4 of your luckiest friends to the college basketball championships in New Orleans? Just dial 1-900-370-FAB5 to enter and win ESPN's Fab 5 Fantasy Basketball Weekend. It's only 95 cents if you get 95 cents sitting around, and you got to be 18 years old. Your own jet, luxury hotel accommodations, great restaurants, and the best seats for all the games. Hang with guys like Dick Vitale. ESPN's Fab 5 Fantasy Basketball Weekend in New Orleans. Sponsored by Quaker State and Pizza Hut. Call right now.
No phone call required.
Welcome back to Waikiki Beach in Honolulu. Bob Varsha, Duran Cherry with you. These sands washed with the tears of the NFC squad, down 21-9 after being blanked in the first 3 events of the Miller Lite Pro Bowl Beach Challenge. We should point out here that even if you lose the first 4 events, the scoring is weighted in the final event, the tug-of-war. You can come from behind. But first, we have the purest test of football skills, Duran.
Yes, we do, Bob. We have the purest test, the 40-yard sprint. It's a 4x40 relay. And these guys, most of the skilled positions, not only do they have to run fast, Bob, but they have to be able to handle the football while they're running, so it should be interesting.
You bet. Here are the rules of the 4x40 relay. 4 players on a team sprinting 40 yards and handing off the ball, and you can't put all speedsters out there. You have to have a couple of linebackers or linemen. Here's the lineups. Derek Thomas, Clarence Verdun, Junior Seau, and Anthony Miller for the AFC. Pat Swilling, Eric Allen, and Falcons Jesse Tuggle, and Andre Rison for the NFC. First up will be Swilling against Thomas.
And Derek Thomas drops the football.
Fumble! Eric Allen takes over for the NFC. Here comes Clarence Verdun for the AFC.
Junior Seau, look at him turn through that sand. Junior Seau gives Anthony Miller lead.
Anthony Miller against Andre Rison. Andre Rison looks back, dives for the finish line, and the NFC has a victory.
Great celebration there by the NFC, but here on the replay, Derek Thomas loses the football right here, and we'll see it from another view. The ball comes out, but he miraculously is able to pick it up and still gain ground on the NFC. But that was a key play in this 4x40 relay. Derek Thomas fumbling the football.
Classic football. You're never going to win when you put it on the ground. Pat Swilling's a happy guy, and so is Andre Rison in his 3rd Pro Bowl in 4 seasons. Let's take a closer look at the man the Atlanta Falcons call Showtime. Andre Rison has always liked to do things quickly. The 3rd fastest receiver in NFL history to catch 100 passes, and the only player ever to reach 300 catches in his first 4 pro seasons. An accomplished singer and songwriter off the field are just 2 of the elements of the more thoughtful side of the former Michigan State star.
This is a great event because you grow friendships here. You know, you have a lot of fun, but at the same time, you know, we still have a game to play. But then at the same time, you know, you gain friendships that can last forever.
Well, as a result of that NFC victory, the score stands at 24-16, and either team can win in the final event. Let's get back to the sideline.
All right, Jim, your team had a commanding lead in that race. Junior Seau gave you about a 3 or 4 yard lead, but they got you at the tape. What's your impressions of that?
Some sprinters, plus you got to keep it close, right? No, it's definitely, they had the speed in that event. We came out on top quick. Couldn't hold it again.
Well, you got the tug-of-war coming up here. This is going to be a match of your quickness and your teamwork against their brute strength. What do you think?
Brute strength usually wins, but determination will prevail.
I think fatigue and stamina is going to be important. What do you think?
We might be in trouble.
Back to you, Bob.
All right, thanks, Warren. Is there any doubt why they call Jim Kelly Smiley? We'll be back for the final event of this year's Pro Beach Challenge, Hooky Hooky, the tug-of-war.
If you're open to a beer brewed from the start, to be the one great tasting beer that's less filling, there's one beer to open.
Come on, let me show you where it's at. Miller Lite, I like it like that.
Miller Lite. It's everything you want a beer to be.
Come on.
In front of a class at Edison High School, Boris Yeltsin stood up and changed the course of communism. Magic Johnson gave some tips to Maryville High's basketball team. And Rudolph Nureyev staged the Nutcracker at Lewis F. Cole Middle School. By donating cable service and commercial-free programming to schools across the country, local cable companies like yours are helping teachers show that great things can come to those who dare to dream.
Down to the final event of the 1993 Miller Lite Pro Bowl Beach Challenge. Bob Barshid, Duran Cherry with you. No sooner were we about to sell the NFC down the stream, they came back in the relay. One event remains, the tug-of-war. You ever done one of these?
Yes, I have. And the key to this event is that you have to get a good, quick guy up front to get the jump start and a heavy guy in the back. But everybody must stay on their feet. If you fall down, you lose that momentum. So the team that's able to maintain the momentum throughout this pull is the team that's going to come away with the victory.
It is winner take all. Let's get down to it.
1, 2, 3, pull. And then we pull.
But do we stay down, though?
Then you just sit there.
Hold and wait for the next count.
And wait till the count off again. I'll do it like I'll do it. I'm not gonna do it all the time because I don't want you guys pulling all the time. But when I say 1, 2, 3, pull,
you gotta
pull.
And then when you sit down, rest. When you sit down.
I might give you a couple in a row, okay? But get ready. Hey, Chris.
You know how you win this thing?
How's that?
Is you go 1, 2, 3, pull. 1, 2, 3, pull.
Well, we're going to need a count. You got to count for it.
I'll count right here. Hey, listen up. Listen up. Andre, you and Eric are out. Andre, you and Eric are out, and me, we're out.
All right, you heard the strategy. Steve Young going for bulk instead of speed. 10 players on each team. You have to pull the center marker over to your side. There's a 3-minute time limit, and there is bonus scoring. 5 bonus points if you win in the first 90 seconds. Now let's hear from the big guys on the defending champion AFC team.
Looking at it on paper, we'll go to the NFC because from what I understand, they got a lot of offensive lineman, defensive lineman type guys on their roster, and we don't have that many. So it's going to be a situation where we're just going to have to go in there and just try to out-technique them. And if we can do that, I think we'll come out with a victory.
Technique-wise, I mean, you know, you have to get a rhythm, a count, and then everybody pull at one time and really try to get that over there.
21 points to win, 7 points to lose, and that 5-point bonus. As you see the NFC guys, now the AFC, Derek Thomas. Look at Neil Smith getting ready.
Neil Smith anchoring himself in that hole deep. He's got that rope wrapped around him 2 or 3 times. You can see the towel there so that he doesn't get any rope burns on his arm. But he's all set to dig down in there.
Now, during the pre-race conferences, we heard Jim Kelly tell his team to rest in between pulls.
And they're counting pull, 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 whereas the NFC is just saying 1, 2, 3, pull, 1, 2, 3, pull. And as you can see them right there, they're pulling.
Andre Rison trying to help his team by digging in. NFC winning at this point. Remember, there's a 90-second clock going. If you can win in the first 90 seconds, you'll get 5 bonus points, and the NFC could take this competition.
And there's Neil Smith. He slips and loses leverage on the rope there. He's got to get himself resituated down in that hole. Otherwise, the NFC is going to pull the rope and win this event.
Notice the NFC guys all gathered at the front of the rope, but the AFC guys right here are evenly spaced.
Here we go. Guys, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bob, we've got 2 different cadences going on. We've got Jim Kelly saying pull, and then the AFC guys are resting, whereas the NFC guys are trying to pull continuously throughout the tug-of-war.
1, 2, 3, pull!
NFC with a slight advantage. Steve Young rooting his team on. Event director Dave Nicholas to the left has waved his hat, so the 90-second clock has run. We are halfway. There are no bonus points, but the NFC can still win.
These guys right now are very fatigued. Look at their faces. I've been in this event. Their muscles are burning right now. Their hands are tired. Now it's just a matter of sheer determination to get back into this thing. The AFC has good spacing, whereas the NFC, they're all bunched up to the front part of the rope. We'll see if the advantage is to the AFC in this battle.
Spread it out a little bit, guys. Get a little leverage. 1, 2, 3, pull! Pull! Pat, get up front, Pat! Get up front, Pat!
Everybody down low. Jesse Tuggle right there. These guys are really tired. Time running out. NFC still with a small advantage.
Jim Kelly trying to urge his team back on. He's using that psychological edge that they're getting tired. And look at the AFC gain some advantage. The NFC almost had this tug-of-war won, but the AFC is coming back.
1, 2, 3, pull! Come on! Pull!
Steve Young is yelling pull, but these guys are tired. Look at the rope. Look at the marker now. The AFC has gained some of that back.
Pull back in a clean spot. 1, 2, 3.
St. Smith getting in there with his NFC side, rooting him on. It's even right now as the clock continues to run. It's on the AFC side.
Bob, earlier, Jim Kelly said it was going to be down to sheer determination. Here's where it counts the most. Right now, this point in the match.
Just a few seconds to go. And there's the whistle. It's over. For the 3rd straight year, the American Football Conference is the Miller Lite NFL Pro Bowl Beach Challenge champion. And the look at Pat Swilling's face said it all.
The toughest event in the challenge has to be the tug-of-war. These guys are physically fatigued and tired.
We pulled, how much were we ahead by? How much were we ahead by?
That's
tug-of-war, doesn't matter where you start, it's where you finish.
Let's take another look at the closing moments, and there's the blue line definitely on the AFC side.
And it's definitely there. The AFC gained that advantage. Jim Kelly had been telling his teammates the entire time, get it on our side before the time limit expires, and they were able to do that, Bob.
And once again, a huge crowd on hand to cheer on their favorite NFL stars. Let's take a look at the final standings. For the third straight year, the AFC triumphs 45-23. Now down to hammer with Neil Smith and Derek Thomas.
All right, we're standing here with two of the stronger guys on the AFC, the anchormen. Hey, tell me, how did it feel back there, Neil, pulling and yanking and giving your heart to everything that was going down?
Well, first of all, they jumped out on us real quick, I tell you. I jumped to my first hole, and I came up out of it, and my guys never gave up. They kept on pulling. They had the biggest guys over there, but we had the technique one more time to win.
DT, how do you feel about the whole thing?
Hey, I feel great, man. I think it was fixed in the NFC's favor. I think we had to overcome a couple obstacles. You've seen that yourself in the volleyball game. Then they want to change the point scoring system when we get over here for the tug-of-war, knowing they had the bigger, stronger guys, but we had more technique. And technique won out this time.
All right, congratulations, Neil, DT. Back at you, baby.
All right, we've all enjoyed Hammer Time today. Now let's get down to Warren Moon, standing by with triumphant AFC captain Jim Kelly.
All right, Jim, 3 in a row. You know about being three-peated, right? But now that you're on the other side, how does it feel?
Feels good the AFC finally did something, but I'll tell you what, these guys all put their minds together. We had some fun out there, and you're going to show you the reason why we won. Why did we win, guys?
Looks pretty good to me. You didn't feel confident going into the tug-of-war. You thought because they had all the brute strength that you probably come up and lose that event, but it looks like teamwork prevailed, huh?
Well, one thing we talked about, we said we have to win this, a must-win, because of the bonus points and everything went into the last event. This was a must-win situation for us. Look what happened. We dominated.
Well, I'm from the AFC, too, and I have to say that I was rooting for you guys, and I'm just glad you won. Congratulations to you. Great job, and we'll see you again next year.
Sounds good. We'll be back.
All right. Back to you, Bob.
All right, thanks, Warren. The sun is sinking low over the Pacific, and we'll be back with final thoughts from Honolulu.
When you go all out, you get thirsty. That's the time to go for a Miller Sharps. You get all the crisp, refreshing taste of a great beer without all the alcohol. So take a time out for the great beer taste of Sharps. Anytime.
It's the best Super Tuesday yet. #1 Indiana is on a roll. Bobby Knight is scheming to stay there. Calvert Taney is closing in on the Big Ten all-time scoring record. #1 Indiana takes on Penn State. Plus, Florida is in the hunt for a berth at the NCAA tournament. Florida meets up with Georgia.
It's another ESPN Humongous Big Monday. First, Georgetown battles Syracuse, then Kansas State faces Missouri, and finish up with Long Beach State and UNLV.
Speed Week, twice in one weekend. A live call-in show previewing the Daytona 500 by STP Saturday at 5:30 Eastern. Then a wrap-up of the race Sunday at 8. Speed Week, your source for the most extensive Daytona coverage.
Once again, the Miller Lite NFL Pro Bowl Beach Challenge is history. And once again, the American Football Conference has triumphed. A huge crowd on hand for today's event. Below famous Diamond Head, $42,000 being presented to the triumphant AFC squad for the third straight year. We've had a great time here on Waikiki. We'd like to thank everyone involved. Here are our final standings. The AFC 45, the NFC 23. And so once again, the AFC emerges triumphant at the Miller Lite Pro Bowl Beach Challenge. Duron Cherry, your first time here. What were your impressions?
Well, it was a great competition. Both teams put a tremendous amount of effort out there. But I think the pivotal event was the relay race. There was some controversy whether Andre Rison left on time or not. But the NFC came back, which made the tug-of-war the final obstacle in this victory for the AFC. And they hung on tough, even though the NFC got an edge. They fought back and were able to pull it out.
Great fun once again. We told you these guys take this thing seriously, and we hope you enjoyed it. I'm Bob Barsha for Duran Cherry, Warren Moon, and the Hammer. Mahalo. Thanks for being with us. Aloha from Paradise.
The Pro Bowl Beach Challenge has been brought to you by Miller Lite. One great tasting beer that's less filling. Miller Lite, it's everything you want a beer to be. And by the people at Nike, who encourage you to just do it.